Search, the noble search and the ignoble search. What is the ignoble search? Here, someone being himself subject to birth seeks what is also subject to birth. Being himself subject to aging, he seeks what is also subject to aging.
What does it mean when you dream about spiders all the time?
He seeks what is also subject to sickness. Being himself subject to death, he seeks what is also subject to death. Being himself subject to sorrow, he seeks what is also subject to sorrow. Subject to
it must mean something, since it's like a recurring thing.
What may be said to be subject to birth, aging, sickness, and death, to sorrow and defilement? Wife and children, men and women, slaves, goats and sheep, fowl and pigs, elephants, cattle, horses, and mares, gold and silver. These acquisitions are subject to birth, aging, sickness, and death, sorrow and defilement. The one who is tied to these things, infatuated with them, utterly absorbed in them, being himself subject to birth, to sorrow and defilement, seeks what is also subject to birth, to sorrow and defilement. And what is the noble search? Here, someone being himself subject to birth, having understood the danger in what is subject to birth, seeks the unborn supreme security from bondage, Nibbana. Being himself subject to aging, having understood the danger in what is subject to aging, he seeks the unaging supreme security from bondage, Nibbana. Being himself subject to sickness, having understood the danger in what is subject to sickness, he seeks the unailing supreme security from bondage, Nibbana. Being himself subject to death, having understood the danger in what is subject to death, he seeks the deathless supreme security from bondage, Nibbana. Being himself subject to sorrow, having understood the danger in what is subject to sorrow, he seeks the sorrowless supreme security from bondage, Nibbana. Being himself subject to defilement, having understood the danger in what is subject to defilement, he seeks the undefiled supreme security from bondage, Nibbana. This is the noble search. Monks, before my enlightenment, while I was still only an unenlightened bodhisattva, I too, being myself subject to birth, sought what was also subject to birth, being myself subject to aging, sickness, death, sorrow, and defilement, I sought what was also subject to birth, sickness, death, sorrow, and defilement, and I considered thus.
Dwelling among the Baga people near Samswaragiri in the DeerPark of the Benisala Grove. One morning the Blessed One dressed, took his upper robe and bowl, and went to the dwelling of the householder Nakulapita. Having arrived there, he sat down on the seat prepared for him. The householder Nakulapita and the housewife Nakulamata approached the Blessed One, and after paying homage to him, sat down to one side. So seated, the householder Nakulapita said to the Blessed One, "Venerable Sir, ever since the young housewife Nakulamata was brought home to me when I too was still young, I am not aware of having wronged her even in my thoughts, still less in my deeds. Our wish is to be in one another's sight so long as this life lasts and in the future life goes well." Then Nakulamata, the housewife, addressed the Blessed One thus: "Venerable Sir, ever since I was taken to the home of my young husband Nakulapita, while being a young girl myself, I am not aware of having wronged him even in my thoughts, still less in my deeds. Our wish is to be in one another's sight so long as this life lasts and in the future life as well." Then the Blessed One spoke thus: "If, householders, both wife and husband wish to be in one another's sight so long as this life lasts and in the future life as well, they should have the same faith, the same moral discipline, the same generosity, the same wisdom. Then they will be in one another's sight as long as this life lasts and in the future life as well."